Hi everyone, Alex from Aussie Bike or Hike here. Today's the day we get these DRZs built. As you all know, I'm preparing the DRZ for the Simpson Desert crossing, or the double Simpson Desert crossing, where we go from Birdsville to Mount Dare and then have a beer at Mount Dare and ride back from Mount Dare back to Birdsville. Now obviously they've got crazy amount of rain out there at the moment, so we've had to postpone the trip because it's just too wet. But in the meantime, we figured we might as well get these bikes built, show everyone exactly what you do to a DRZ to get it ready for a big crossing like this. Now these DRZs, as you know, it's a second-hand cheap one that we bought off Marketplace. Myself, Pardo and Joey have all bought one each, and we're all just building them up, getting them ready. So today I've got the DRZ on the trailer and I'm heading out to JP Moto, an adventure in Foster, New South Wales. That's Pardo, and JP's gonna wave his magic wand over it and get it ready. He's gonna check all the valve clearances and things like that. We'll do the swing arm linkages, the brakes, master cylinders, all that kind of stuff, and check the electrical system on it. And then I'll fit up the accessories that we need to fit up, racks, Steg pegs, all the bits and pieces. And we thought we'd take you along with us for the build up. Now the other thing I've got on the back of my trailer is my KX450. It's a 2017 I think, or 18 model, and I haven't ridden this KX, I haven't even started it since 2019, 7 years ago. It's new, I bought it brand new, and it's actually my last ever race bike. Even though I was a road racer, I used to buy dirt bikes like KXs for practice, and I used to ride at places like Old Bar Dirt Track and those sort of places. So Old Bar Dirt Track's been closed for a long time, and I've just never ridden it. So for 7 years roughly, that bike's been sitting still, hasn't been started. So I'm going to get that out. Pardo's going to wave his magic wand over that as well, get it built up to do Supermoto, and then I'll be heading to a couple of my brother's Supermoto track days. As you know, Damien runs Moto Stars, which is a Supermotard program, and I'll be doing that in Port Macquarie with Pardo on his Supermotard. So we're going to have a bit of fun. I don't know if I'll still fit in my leathers. I doubt it. I'm about 20 kegs heavier than what I was when I was a professional motorcycle racer, so it's going to be a bit of fun. 7 years since I've been on a racetrack. I don't know how I'm going to go yet. Probably fat, slow and old, but anyway, it will still be fun. So stay tuned for today's build of the DRZ and maybe a few snippets of the KX. Righto, we've made it to JP Moto. Here's the rig. Here's the man himself. There you go,
hey
mate.
People, how are we? Just changed to some little dirt bike tyres.
Phone's ringing. Phone's ringing. Hey, welcome to a motorcycle workshop. Phone never
Hello,
stops
JP
ringing.
Moto.
So there's some of his bikes there. That's Pardo's Motard bike that he's building up for us to go riding with. But here's the plan. Here's what we're doing today on this DRZ. I've got all my bolt kits here in the bag, and what we're going to do is change all the bolts on the bike, well, as many as we can anyway, to be Allen key bolts. So that way majority of the bike is repairable with 1 or 2 Allen keys. That makes it a bit easier when you're out the outback. You don't have to carry as many tools. We've got to fit these racks up. We've got to fit this big tank over there up, safari tank. We've got mirrors to fit, grips. We've got engine guards to glue on. Over here, Pardo is going to work his magic with putting a new caliper, front caliper rebuild kit. Rear, well that's a carby kit actually. Here we've got some master cylinder kits. We've got a new headlight. There's the rear. We've got some plastic louvres, plastic guards, and we've got to do valve clearances and change the coolant. So Okay, so one thing that I'm going to change on this bike, and the other boys have done it on theirs as well, we see the mirrors here, they bolt onto the perch, and the perch is what holds the clutch on, or in this case the whole master cylinder. So the issue is if you fall off your bike, go over the bars and you whack the mirror, what can happen is it can turn on the bar and then end up breaking the perch off, which means you've got either no front brake or whatever. So the easiest solution for that is to buy these. You get them from JP Moto, he sells them, and basically they will bolt on here on a different clamp, and you know you can do away with those mirrors. So it's a bit better if you fall off. Even if you break a mirror, you're not going to break your perch, you'll still have a break in the clutch. So that's something to look out for when you're doing these crossings. Alright, I'm going to show you a little motorbike racer's trick. My dad taught me this when I raced KX60s. Go to the plumbing shop, buy some of that Teflon tape that they use for plumbing, wrap it around the bar here, and then put your perch on that, bolt it up. That way when you fall off, what will happen is the perch will spin on the bar. Instead of breaking your lever, it will just spin and you can roll it back down and tighten it again. See that? It spins on the tape. It won't spin when you're riding if you nip it up tight enough, but there'll be less chance of breaking your levers. That little trick there saved me a lot of problems in races when I fell off. I was able to get back on, remount, keep racing. No broken levers. Right, so that's the end result. So it will spin, but it's still nipped up tight. You can't move it, but if you crash it will spin. Okay. So another thing that we've been told with this Safari tank, that's my current tank, which is the 17 litre, and we're putting on a 28 litre tank, obviously to be able to get further. But with the 28 litre tank, aftermarket radiator guards rub on the tank and end up wearing a hole in the tank, which is a shame because I've got some really good strong aluminium radiator guards on this one. So Pardo ordered me these standard plastic ones, which are just plastic, but they won't rub on the tank. Obviously rubbing on the tank, rubbing a hole in my tank in the middle of Simpson Desert isn't ideal. So we're going to shove these on, get rid of the aftermarket strong alloy ones, which is a real shame, but anyway, it is what it is, and hopefully that won't rub a hole in my tank. Alright, it's getting serious now. Look who we got here. Look who's turned up. Big Shano. That's my dad, everyone knows him from our tours. He came out for a ride today to say hello. Within 3.5 minutes we've got him on the tools. So what do you got going on, mate?
We're going to check your valve clearances, make sure they're ready to go. So head off. Can't show you the tricks to getting it off, but look at that.
So I cut the camera to it.
Straight off. So someone's written 69 on there, so yeah. I don't know what that means.
My favourite number.
Your favourite number, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see.
Let's have a look. There's a couple ways to do it. Not hard just to do that. What we got? 0.1's our minimum. Oh, she's flying in, bro. And she's flying in too, so minimum, that's fine. We'll go to 0.15. Yeah, that's good. So your intakes are the only ones that are ever going to close up, but just for the video, we'll do your exhaust as well. So 0.2 is your minimum. All you YouTubers that read books out there are all going to go, no, it's 0.22, it's got to be 0.22. No, it doesn't. 0.22. Yep, flying through. Flying through. So your valve clearances, my friend, are good.
Yeah.
An issue we found though is your spark plugs. come from the arc, so we'll replace that. Put
Yeah.
a better one in.
Sure. Key's probably not turned on. Oh. Yeah, you got all the headlight and everything plugged in? What about that neutral switch and all that? Maybe that.
Nothing. Yeah, no lights, no nothing. Check out what we just found on your bike. This comes off the positive lead, goes to a fuse, and it's just hanging around, sparking, ready to go. We'll call you the uni bomber, mate. Ready. Look, sparky, mate. No wonder the thing was cutting out. I think we'll take it off. What are you doing, Joey?
Modifications.
Told you it was a job. Look at the she's making.
But I'll make it. I'll get it done. Might look. Why not?
Alright, there she is, complete with the 28 litre tank, the racks, Steg pegs. I'm glad I brought it in because once I left, I had to leave to go pick up kids from school, and Pardo and Joey turned up and had a look at the bike. Started going through an electrical system and found one wire that was shorting out and could have, you know, created a fire, I suppose. And then another one that was cutting the ignition off altogether. So that's it. The only thing we've got to do now is wheel bearings, steering head bearings, and chain and sprockets. But I'll do that before we actually go to the Simpson. Hey, we're still waiting on a tyre sponsor too. So if you know anyone out there, give us a holler.
Another thing we've done too, I did it with mine. Had to bend the brackets up for your indicators.
Yep.
Normally they hit on the tank, and we don't want to. So now they're not hitting, so we've just bent those brackets up.
Yeah,
Looks
excellent.
a little bit whack-eye, but
That's alright.
better than braking.
We don't use them anyway, do we?
Nah.
Indicators?
Same signals, mate.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it. The Simpson awaits when it dries out. At this stage, we will just be doing our sand trip. We've got a 3-day trip planned. We'll bring you footage of that as it gets closer. But that's the old girl. There she is, ready to rock.